The galactic forge on station Kepler 442b was a cathedral of impossible metallurgy. Forgemaster Velthor, a towering Craxian with 4 arms and skin like cooled magma, watched the human engineer with barely concealed contempt. "You waste my time." "Human," Velthor rumbled, his translator chip converting the subsonic growls into standard galactic common. "The containment problem has stumped every species in the consortium for 3 centuries. Your kind has been spacefaring for what, barely 200 cycles?" Anna Chen didn't look up from her datapad, her fingers dancing across holographic projections that hung in the air like frozen lightning. Behind her, Jackson Wells leaned against a workbench, arms crossed, a slight smirk playing at his lips. He'd seen that look on Anna's face before, the one that said someone was about to learn why humanity had earned both respect and fear in equal measure since joining the galactic community. 312 years, actually, Anna said absently, since the Velcor incident, when Forgemaster Thexnel tried to contain antimatter plasma at 40 million degrees and vaporized half a moon. Velthor's eye stalk stiffened, a sign of irritation. "Exactly. The theoretical limit for any containment vessel is 20 million degrees. Beyond that, plasma erodes every known material at the molecular level within nanoseconds. This is fundamental physics, is it?" Anna finally looked up, her dark eyes glinting with something that made Jackson suppress a laugh. He knew that look too. She tapped her datapad and a hologram sprang to life between them. A rotating schematic of what looked like a complex magnetic bottle surrounded by layered shells. "What if I told you humans have been containing plasma at temperatures exceeding 100 million degrees for over a century?" The Forge Master's mandibles clicked. Laughter, Jackson had learned. "Impossible. You're either lying or ignorant of the energy requirements. The power needed to sustain such containment would exceed the output of a small star." "Yes." Anna swiped through several screens. "That's why we don't fight the plasma. We dance with it." She pulled up another image, a cutaway diagram of something called a tokamak reactor. Jackson had seen them before back on Earth, but through Velthor's eyes he saw them anew. The Craxian leaned forward, all 4 arms suddenly still. "You see?" Anna continued, her voice taking on the patient tone of a teacher. "We discovered fusion energy out of desperation. Our homeworld was dying from our own pollution. We needed clean, unlimited power or we'd go extinct, so we learned to do what stars do. Crush hydrogen atoms together until they fuse into helium." "Fusion." Velthor's voice was quieter now. "You achieved stable fusion?" "Stable?" Jackson finally spoke up, pushing off from the workbench. "Hell, we've had fusion reactors powering our colonies for 60 years. Every ship in our fleet runs on fusion drives. We literally carry bottled stars in our engines." Anna nodded, warming to her subject. "The trick isn't containing the plasma with materials, you're right. Nothing physical can touch it. Instead, we use magnetic fields. Incredibly powerful, precisely calibrated magnetic fields that suspend the plasma in a vacuum, never letting it touch the walls." She manipulated the hologram, showing the swirling trapped inferno of superheated gas. At the center, temperatures reach 150 million degrees Celsius. That's 10 times hotter than the core of our sun, and we keep it there, stable, for hours at a time. Velthor was silent for a long moment. When he spoke, his tone had changed entirely. "How?" "Desperation breeds innovation," Anna said simply. "When the alternative is extinction, you find ways to do the impossible." "But you asked how—" She pulled up another schematic. "We use superconducting magnets cooled to near absolute zero, negative 270 degrees, positioned millimeters away from plasma at positive 150 million degrees. The greatest temperature differential ever achieved in one place." Jackson jumped in, sensing Velthor's walls coming down. "Here's the crazy part. The same principles work for your metallurgy problem. You've been trying to build containers strong enough to resist the plasma. We're saying don't contain it. Suspend it. Shape it with magnetic fields while it's still in its plasma state. Then let it cool in precisely controlled gradients." "Impossible," Velthor whispered. But the word lacked conviction. Anna smiled. "That's what the Forge Master said about holding plasma. But here's the thing about humans." She glanced at Jackson, who grinned back. "We've been doing impossible things for a long time." She pulled up one final image, a backyard barbecue grill, flames licking at a thick cut of meat. Velthor's eye stalks tilted in confusion. What is this? That, Anna said, is how we cook steak. We take dead animal tissue and blast it with controlled flames, essentially plasma combustion, at temperatures that would destroy most organic matter. But we've learned to control the heat, the timing, the gradients. We char the outside while keeping the inside perfect. Jackson laughed at Velthor's expression. She's serious. Humans have been masters of thermal manipulation since we learned to make fire 500,000 years ago. We've been playing with the boundary between creation and destruction since before we had written language. Your containment problem? Anna closed the holograms with a flourish. Give me 6 weeks and access to your forge. I'll show you how to shape plasma-forged alloys that'll make your current materials look like wet paper. We'll use the same principles that power our reactors and cook our food. Velthor was quiet for a long time. Finally, all 4 arms moved in a gesture Jackson had learned meant respect. The council said humans were dangerous because you don't know when to quit. I see now, you're dangerous because you never learned what impossible means. Anna's smile widened. Forge Master, where we come from, impossible just means nobody's tried hard enough yet. 3 months later, when the first plasma-forged titanium alloy came out of Anna's revolutionary magnetic forge, rated to withstand temperatures that would have vaporized any previous material, Velthor presented her with the highest honor of the Craxian people, a fragment of his own molten rock skin, regrown specifically for the occasion. But what he said mattered more. You brought fire from the stars and made it obey. You truly are Forge Masters. Jackson clapped Anna on the shoulder as they left the ceremony. Not bad for a species that figured out space travel by strapping ourselves to controlled explosions. Anna laughed. That's humanity for you. We looked at everything that could kill us and asked, but can we make it useful? Behind them, the new forge hummed with barely contained stellar fury, a testament to the species that had learned to hold the sun in their hands, all because they'd once needed to cook their food. The galaxy was learning what impossible meant to humans. Just another word for give us time.